Hey guys, Elite Series Pro Wes Logan here. I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you guys how I put new line on a new reel. The way I do it, I'm sure it's different than some other ways, but this is the way I like it. It's comfortable for me, it does well for me, so I just wanted to show you guys how I do it. I'm going to be lining up my Lews Pro TI with 16-pound snipers from Sunline. It's just a really good all-around line, and I'm going to show y'all how I put it on a reel. So first off, I like to run my line all the way through the rod before I line the reel up. It's just a personal preference for me. I like it. I think it helps keep the line from getting real tangled up. Not really tangled up, but it helps it lose the memory from the spool before it actually comes on the reel. So I like to get a lot of it off, run it down through the guides. I might have to start wearing glasses. I'm about blind. Again, there's a lot of people that just put lines straight onto the reel without ever putting it on the rod. After that point, you have to look at the reel and what type of spool is on the reel. If you've got a spool that has slots in it, you can run the line through the slots, bring it back out and tie it. But if you notice that your spool doesn't have any slots in it, you need to take the line and go through it, under the spool, over the spool, and tie it directly to the spool so the line doesn't slip while you're putting it on the reel, or when you're fighting a fish, or just using the reel in general. So the Lews Pro TI has slots in it, so I'm going to run it through the end of the reel. I'm going to get it after I bring it through. I'm going to run it through a slot. So we'll bring the line through a slot and back out of a slot right there. Get the line back out, your tag in, tie a couple overhand knots. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just enough to keep it snug on the spool. Cinch it down to the spool, and you want to cut the tag in as close to the knot as you can so you don't have that interfering. Once you get your knot tied onto the spool, make sure it's cinched down pretty good so it's not slipping. I will tell you, if you have a bigger spool, or not a bigger spool, a smaller diameter spool where your reel is going to take up a lot of line, you may want to put some backing on it. The backing line doesn't really matter. You can have some cheap, it could even be old line, just something to fill the spool up a little bit so you're not wasting a lot of your good line way down deep in the spool where you're never going to use it. So that is a little tip. If you're using braid, I use a backing a lot of the times. I just, like I said, I don't put a whole lot, just a little bit to keep it from slipping on the spool. This sniper spool that I have is a 660 yard spool, so you can't really hold it at the same time while you're reeling it, or I can't because I have little bitty hands, evidently. So what I like to do is I'll take a screwdriver and go through the center of it, and up front or in the back, both, you have seats in the front and back, but where your pedestal seat goes into the deck of your boat, I just take the screwdriver and stick it down into the hole, and it works perfect. Comes off smooth, comes off straight, just like if you had somebody here holding it for you. So it's just a little trick and tip for you guys that are out there by yourself and you got a big spool of line and you need to reline a reel real quick or something like that. The main thing you want to keep in mind when spooling any kind of reel is you want to have some tension on the line to get that memory out of the actual spool as it's going onto your reel. It'll get a little bit of stretch in that line. You can see the flattened out curve at the top. It's purple on this particular reel, but I'm probably half of a 16th, a 32nd of an inch from the top of that. You don't want it to be touching that because it will actually run behind the spool and then it'll cause all kinds of problems. But so if you can get it somewhere in that general area that you're really going to be safe, your reel is going to perform like it's supposed to. So guys, we've got our Pro TI from Lews lined up, 16-pound Sunline, sniper fluorocarbon. We're ready to go fishing. I'm actually going to do a couple more reels, but like I said, I wanted to give you guys a little rundown of how I do it when I'm by myself. I appreciate y'all guys taking the time to watch it. I hope it helped you out, and be in touch with us, and we're going to get some more tips and videos out for you guys. Thanks.